Hello, my people. Hello, my very dear good people of Edo State. This message is about the crisis that is been taking place in Warri. Sorry, I beg your pardon. In Uromi, Edo Central. My people, I have just come here to talk about that matter. I do want to sincerely apologize because I've been out of town for a while. But when I came back, I realized that this matter has been gathering a lot of momentum. And this is my take on that matter. My people, I have listened to loads of conversation on this Uromi crisis. On how the Uromi local vigilante group there massacred 16 Fulanis that were crossing from River State, as we were told, to the northern part of Nigeria. And I hear people, make their assertion to the left, some to the right, and even some to the middle. To state one fact that I have not heard a lot of people talk about. It is very simple that things like that, or even worse off, will happen and will continue to happen in Nigeria. It's very simple. It's because there has been a clear failure on the part of government. My dear good people of Nigeria and those states especially, you see, anywhere in the world there's insecurity. But the kind of insecurity we have in Nigeria, especially with reference to the one that has happened in Uromi, is a clear case of failure on the part of government. What it shows is that the man who's currently the Edo State governor, he has no business being in that office. Even though we all know that he's there on a temporary note. But the man has clearly shown that he's ineffective. He has clearly shown that he hasn't got what it takes to be a governor. He has clearly shown that he has no clue about what's happening in his state. He has shown consistently that that office overwhelms him. The man, Modo, I have said it here before, my people, that there's no way in this world that you give what you don't have. You just cannot give what you don't have. Modo doesn't have it. And I wonder why people are expecting him to give what he doesn't have. The man does not have the charisma, the capacity, the wherewithal of that office called the governor's office. He doesn't have it. And so he's not going to give us what he doesn't have. My people, we all know the primary responsibility of any responsible government in the world. I repeat, we all know the primary responsibility of any responsible government anywhere in the world. It's simple. Everybody knows it. It's protection of life and properties of your people. This government must do. So when you now have a government that is not able to provide security for the people, even though we know that there is insecurity anywhere in the world, but in this case, this one is a complete failure on the part of government. My people, you people must know, I am not going to sit back here and condemn the Uromi people. Neither am I going to sit back here and applaud them. I am also not going to sit back here and applaud the Fulanis or condemn them. I will sit back here and condemn the government of Edo State and in exception Nigeria. The reason is that these Uromis and many more people in Edo State have been crying out for many months now. We'll be hearing news how their farms have been taken over, their crops have been taken over by these Fulanis, how they will even to the extent assault their daughters, their wives, and then buy them. We'll be hearing all sorts of stories like that, all sorts of very disheartening stories that you sometimes don't even want to hear. And nothing, I repeat, nothing was done about it by this government. They kept a deaf ear as if they didn't know what was going on. Now the people have been pushed to the wall. I mean the Uromis. They've been pushed to the wall. Because it is only when people are pushed to the wall that they resort to self-help. It is only when people lost hope that they now find an alternative. Because the people have realized that the government is not there for them. The government is not even ready to do anything to help them. And so you know what? They now have to find a way to help themselves. Even though we all agree that action was unacceptable. But if you ask me, I would say they were pushed to the wall to do what they did. And again, I throw the blame at the doorstep of the government. In this case, the governor of Edo State. How can a man be a governor of Edo State and he's not on ground in Edo State, and you want security to be able to fight for security to a reasonable level? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we've been told repeatedly that Mondo Pablo is always in Abuja, that he has actually moved the Edo State government to Abuja. What he's doing in Abuja, we don't know. The Edo people don't know. But what we know is that he's going about trying to see how he can reach out to the tribunal justices. That's the rumor we're hearing. How far that is true is still subject to investigation. But the fact that the man has left Edo State for many, many weeks and now operates from Abuja is a very serious concern to we Edo people. Because even though he's going to be down a temporary note, he's not supposed to be governing Edo from Rivers, from Abuja. The man who is not on ground in Edo State, why will insecurity not be the order of the day? And you must also remember that this man during his campaign time told the Edo people that he was going to bring them insecurity. You know, sometimes what you use your mouth to say will come to pass, whether you like it or not. The man told us point blank that when he comes into Edo State, he was going to give the Edo people insecurity, and that's what we are all experiencing today. If you have security network on ground, what those people did in Uromi will not have happened, because they would not have had reason to resort to self-help, which they have done in that case. Because when the government has come to their aid, if the government has shown concern, if the government has been able to have been proactive enough to say, let us see what these people's complaint is all about, I can assure you this would not have happened. This would have been avoided. The only reason this has happened, and this will happen again, and even worse off, is because we don't have a governor. Edo State, no governor. The governor is sitting in Abuja. The question is Abuja Edo State government house? What is he doing in Abuja? Every day he's always in Abuja. Not for any special reason, no. He doesn't even tell the Edo people what he goes to Abuja to do. But there is no smoke without fire, and no fire without smoke. We are hearing that he's going to Abuja with the Edo State money to go and look for the justices, or look for those who will help him use the Edo State money to buy justice from those men. That's what he goes to Abuja to do. So, my dear good people of Edo State, our hearts and prayers goes out to those who were expired and their loved ones, especially the people of the Fulani community. This is not the best way to go about it. But if you ask me, like I said, the Uromis were actually pushed to the wall, because the government did not come to their aid. That's why they had to do what they did. Even though we have all agreed that it's very unpopular, that decision that they took. But again, like I said, I will blame the government, and I will continue to blame the government. Because as we speak today, there's no security again in Edo. The last security network that was in place during the former administration of Obaseki was dismantled. And since then, they didn't come up with a better option for the Edo people. And so the entire state is being ravaged by Fulanis. We hear stories every day. Every day. We hear stories that you begin to ask yourself, do we still have a governor in that town? Is there government in Edo State? Because the town seems to run like a state without a governor. I've said here many times that everybody is a governor in Edo State. Everybody. As long as you belong to the It's click. Everybody's got, they all dish out rules, laws out every day, instructions out every day. Because the man who's supposed to be in charge is not in charge. The man who's supposed to dish out those instructions is not available to dish them out. And so people are doing that on his behalf. My people of Edo State, it is sad about what we are hearing from Edo. But more sad is that this will continue. As long as we have people like Modogbolo, who is clueless, who does not have the capacity to be even local government chairman, not the company state governor. Edo is not a state where people like Modogbolo should come and be governor. And we can all see it today now, for the few months he stayed there, that yes, we'll be, vindicated that the man is truly not fit to be in that office. That is why the Edo people unanimously voted Dr. Asolime Godao and Barrister Osadoge as their governor and deputy governor respectively. They did not vote Modogbolo. Modogbolo was imposing on the Edo people. Modogbolo was brought by INEC after they've used money to bribe all of them, and then they posed Modogbolo on the Edo people. The Edo people that I know are very smart people. They will not open their two eyes and vote a man like Modogbolo when they see a man like Dr. Asolime Godao. My dear good people of Nigeria, you all know that in a couple of days from now, the 180 days window for the tribunal would have been over. And so we are expecting that this week should be the week where they will come up with a decision. Because we are going into a new month now. So from now till I think on the 8th of this coming month, it's going to be the last day for the time frame for the tribunal's entire activities. So we do expect that going forward this week, we should be able to get a date, even of the pronouncement of the tribunal. So that's why the Modogbolo is running every day, running Abuja like is running Ring Road, Dubai Ring Road. He's trying to use our money to bribe the justices. But like I've said here many times, I personally, I have no confidence in the judiciary of Nigeria anymore. Even if tomorrow they say Dr. Asolime won, I still do not have confidence in them anymore. The only reason why I believe they will declare out Dr. Asolime a winner is because on this occasion they've not had, they couldn't, because the evidence is before them that Dr. Asolime presented is overwhelming, that even a blind man will see that there was no way they could manipulate the system. And the way Dr. Asolime Godao represented his case, in the history of Nigerian tribunal cases, as far as I know, no case has ever been presented in such a way and manner that Dr. Asolime presented his own. So it makes it even more cumbersome, makes it a bit more difficult for all of them, all the judges to try to manipulate, even though they've been plagiarized, as we were told. They have been told that, as we were told allegedly, that the judges have been promised 10 billion naira each with the choice house in the US or in the UK. So we're waiting. We're waiting if that is true or not, but that's what we've heard from our corner here. But another worrisome part of the whole matter is the way they are delaying the verdict. So this delay is giving a lot of room for people to begin to speculate. And speculation comes with a whole lot of, perception, if you ask me. So the best bet now, as we speak, is for the honorable justices to come out in earnest and tell the world, not just the Edo people, and tell the world what their findings are based on the evidences that was brought before them, and no technicalities. Whatever it is that they've been told, promised by the APC. I don't understand how you claim you have won an election. The same you is going about carrying money. And you see, my people, another worrisome aspect of it is that when people now believe that you can actually bribe, bribe judges, then that country is finished. That country is finished. Because when you hear people say it, because it does happen, that's why people are saying it. If it doesn't happen, you won't hear people say like the governor was saying one time during an interview that God what's his name? The that was going about looking for money to borrow to bribe the judges. It means things like that is actually happening in Nigeria, and that's so very sad. My people, when we were growing up in Nigeria many years ago, if they tell you they want to take matter to court, you'll be shivering. You will not sleep. You rather have it settled outside court. Because you know that once the matter gets to the court, if you are guilty, the court is going to tell you straight away. Those days, we used to know that the court judges, the justices, I beg your pardon, we know some of them, therefore, one secret court or the other. What was the court that was running those days was Ogboni fraternity. They will say if you do Ogboni, you carry matter, go court, the judge now your friend, the matter go judge them for your favor. But today what we do now, be only Ogboni that they use now. They use money, use Ogboni, use Illuminati, use all sorts of courts. All sorts of courts. That make I got the one that say, which kind God all these people they serve? Because they baffle me and they see them every day. On Friday, you see them for mosque. On Sunday, you see them for church. And these same people are devil. Devil. People will be saying, for daytime, they call God. For night, they eat and dine with the devil. And they know themselves. That is what the country has now become. A country where people can now openly tell you judges can be bribed. A country where people can now openly tell you go to court, knowing that the courts have compromised. That is a society that is finished. It's finished. Because, like I've said here many times, my people, any society where the justice system is at its lowest ebb, like in the case of Nigeria now, that country is, boom, a full according to them. It's finished. It's finished, my people. So, all eyes on the judiciary. Hopefully, this coming week, they should be able to tell us what we want to hear, you know. And about the Uromi crisis, again, I want to throw the blame on the doorstep of the governor, the temporary governor of Edo State, Mondokpelo. The man is not in charge. The man is always in Abuja. He does not have grip of his government, so to speak. Until I come away again, my people, for those of you who like what we do, please share the message. Like the message, comment on the message. Let's know what your thoughts are about. 1, the crisis in Uromi. 2, the delay on the Edo State Tribunal by the justices. Why are they delaying? So these are matters that are actually on the front burner of our conversation today. So let's know what your thoughts are, what you think. If you feel say they're supposed to don't release the result, why did they hold them back? Let us know why. If you know why, if you don't know why, then also let us know. The issue for the massacre we happened for Uromi, like I said, our thoughts and prayer goes out to the families of those winning by. But those Uromi people, when they do what they do, they were pushed to the wall. They were helpless, and they had no choice than to resort to self-help. Until I come away again, my people, you have a wonderful day, and cheers for now.